Well, this is something slightly different, isn't it? An evening ride. And, believe it or not, I'm delivering a bike. It's just gone 7 o'clock in the evening, and courier couldn't pick the bike up this week, so customer is screaming out for the bike. What better than an RB personal delivery? We don't do this very often. We did say to the customer, obviously they can get it on a trailer for you for Tuesday, but the way that couriers are at the moment, everybody is stacked out. You can't get a courier at the moment for love or money. I really need the bike, I want it for work, so... Oh, Joanna needs it anyway, so... They paid for delivery, and I did say to them I would work extra hours, I would do a late night, and I would bring the bike over to them, but I would have to ride it to them. Now at the other end should be one of the bikers waiting for me, one of the big boys, and he knows who he is. Thank you very much for the offer. And I said to him, I said, oh, I've got to drop a bike at Luton tonight. Are you, buddy? Where are you going? I went, up here. Oh God, I live around the corner. Do you want to ride back? I went, well, yeah, I'll pay your fuel. No, don't worry, mate, I get to take RB on the back of my bike. So thank you very much. I'm not going to mention who it is, but much appreciated. Hate to think how much it would be, obviously, in fuel if it was a taxi or something. So he is going to pick me up when I get there. I'm going to drop him a text message, or I'll give him a ring and say, I'm here, this is the address. He knows where the person lives, and I said, just meet me at the top of the road, right on the roundabout. No worries, mate. What do you want to go back, A5 or M1? I said to him, let's do the A5. And he went, oh, we could barrel it down the M1. I'm like, no, I have not pillioned a bike in about 30-40 years, and I said to him, I am a complete and utter novice when it comes to riding. I used to ride with my cousin and used to ride with my dad, but I have not done that since I was a young whippersnapper. So please go careful, please go slow. Oh, I won't go no more than 70. You better not do. So if you do that, I'm going to be slapping you on the back of your crash helmet. No worries, mate. I'll take it nice and easy. So this Michigan gets to have a little bit of a longer test run. Unfortunately, I would love to open it up, but I am stuck at 45 mile an hour running in speed, and obviously because it is a delivery, I have to video it. So Joanna gets to see what it's like on a nice long run, and I'm just hoping that the heavens don't open. They did earlier when I was out delivering it. It absolutely hammered it down. It also did this afternoon when I was dropping off another bike for a customer, and I dropped that off to Ken, and he obviously gave me a call and said, my Virago needs to come in, I don't really want to get it wet. It's been sat in my garage for years and years and years. It's been pride and joy. Got a little 125 Virago, and lo and behold, just as I got there, it started raining. I said, I'll get it back to the garage, give it a clean, give it a quick ACF, check your chrome over, give it a quick polish if it does get dirty, which I did. It's had a full service. It's got to come back for the MOT because I got no MOT tester this week, but he loved it. We did the service for him, charged him. I took it back and he went, oh, this come back as clean as what it went out. Yeah, I do look after your bike for you. So he was over the moon. Ken was happy, and that Virago, it literally looked like it fell out the showroom. There's not one spot of rust on it. It is absolutely mint condition with only 1,000 miles on the clock. And I said to him, you've got a little nest egg there, and he went, yeah, I know, the Viragos fetch good money at the moment, hence why I bought it. And he bought it off a friend of his, so nice little Virago that. But we're on this Michigan, sitting at 45 mile an hour. Hello home, hello little Brick Hill. Mrs. B is miffed, to say the word. And I said to her, I'm working a late night. Why? I'm delivering a bike. So all you ever seem to do, bike. Well, my bank account's there, go on the lottery and go and play Gala Bingo. So, oh, okay. So she's happy now. And I did say to her that I would bring her a pizza home. I'm going to pop into the pizza on the way home, or might order a Domino's. But I've got a nice little, I'd say about 18 mile ride to do, which is what I'd normally do if I was on a ride test, 2 lots of 18. So just obviously watching those mirrors, and we are on the A5, which is one of the busiest roads from here to Luton. So we are going into Dunstable and then down and across to Luton, and then obviously that is the home of Mr. Mega LXR man himself, Dizzlox. If you haven't checked out Dizzlox's channel, DIZZLOX, go and check out Diz. He hasn't done a video in a while, and he's still about. He's still doing his tattoos and his piercings and all the normal stuff that he does. So we're going to have a nice little run out. Now I've still got to edit the Rosper ride yet, and that was from last Sunday, but there is about 2.5 hours of footage, so I am working my way through the Rosper video. Loads of edits in there, a little bit of speeded up stuff, a little bit of editing going on. That's going to probably take me until a week to do that one, so I am still editing. There's about 140 clips in there that I've broken it down into, and it's just trying to condense that down into about 10-15 minutes. That was a bit bloody close. Bell end, as Jim Diesel would say. But this little Michigan is just plodding along at 45 mile an hour, doing its own thing. Loads of fuel on board. We are 16 miles in. So just working my way through, keeping my eye on my mirrors, and as usual, what I said on the Rosper ride, doing my sevens. If you don't know what the sevens are, high, high, medium, medium, 1, 2, 3, 4, mirror, clocks, mirror, 5, 6, 7. Should be doing that every 7 seconds. But comment that we had, have the Michigans still got nylon tyres? Yes, they have. It's a wet road. It's still sitting there. It's not budged on me one iota. Nylon tyres are great if you're used to nylon tyres. Obviously, if you're a little bit wary of nylons, alright, switch them up. But I never have an issue with nylon tyres. Never had a problem with them, because you adjust yourself to the riding conditions. So if it is wet, you're going to slow it up a little bit longer on the braking. You're not going to be grabbing handfuls of front brake on a wet day. And you're certainly going to be avoiding position 2, middle of the road, where all the oil, the crap, the grit and the dirt is. Hence why I'm in position 1, because it's a 125. If I was on a bigger bike, I'd be out on position 3 and dominating the lane at 60, but obviously I can't do 60 mile an hour because I am running this bike in, and it's a customer's bike. Care and attention is needed. So unfortunately, car drivers are going to have to stick behind until they get a clear place to pass, and that is one thing that never bothers me, seeing a car in my mirrors, as long as they're not tailgating. If they do, it's normally hand behind and I wave them off, or if they do get a bit too near, the obligatory centre finger, which I haven't used in quite a few months. I tend to just cuss under my breath. And the state of driving at the moment, car drivers, is absolutely appalling. I know we've had lockdown and people haven't been using their cars, but there was one thing that we were discussing in the workshop the other day, because obviously CBT riders have to retake their test every 2 years. Big motorcyclists, we tend to do either an extra riding course, an advanced rider course, and just refresh ourselves, or like I do, and I found it very refreshing, is to get out with the boys from BBN, Beds, Bucks, Northants Advanced Motorcyclists, or Advanced Motorcycle Training, and I've been out riding with them, and I have learnt a lot in the last couple of weeks, thanks to Mr. Simon Maxwell, Simon GTR 1400, and he obviously put me on to Nick and Dave, the 2 instructors, and I have learnt a hell of a lot in the last 2 weeks. I'm studying roadcraft now. I've got myself a book. I've got the Police Motorcyclist Handbook of Roadcraft. It is heavy going. It is a very heavy read, and I tend to read about 2 or 3 pages. That's enough. I tried reading 9 pages in a day and I had a brain meltdown. You need to do about 2 pages and then go back over it. Once you're happy that you know those first 2 pages, do the next 2. and again, and then go back to the first two. Make sure you know that book inside and out, which is what I've been doing, obviously working my way through. And I'm up to page 19 now. Hey! I'm onto the important stuff now, like junctions and lights and reading the road. And obviously your limit points, which is one of the things that Dave picked up with me. Your limit point. Where is your limit point? Well, normally about 200-300 yards in front. No. Limit point now is the top of that hill. I am right on the top of the hill. That is my limit point. That is as far as I can see. And that is how you set a limit point. It is the furthest that you can see. Reading the road, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 on your mirrors, noticing that car that's coming past. A quick change of gear down just to climb the hill. But that is where you set your limit points. The furthest point that you can see. And the same for bends. So obviously a couple of things that he picked up and told me, and I'm like, oh, okay, change it up. So everything has been going on board, but it is a lot to take in very, very first or second ride. It's something that you're not going to learn just doing a couple of hours with them. I am looking to obviously get up to speed, and I did say to Dave it's probably going to take me 3 to 4 months to get up to speed to be good enough to be 1s and 2s, and he went probably a bit longer. But we went out. I had a 1, which is excellent. 2 needs a bit of work. 3 is crap. There's about 25-30 on there. I had 1-1 and 1-2. Obviously I've been riding for 40 years and the whole page was freeze, and he went, don't get disheartened, it's just stuff that you need to work on. You've been riding sports bikes for so long, you've picked up a lot of bad habits. So basically forget everything you've learned in the last 40 years, throw it away, and it's going to be like you stepping onto a 125 and doing a CBT. Don't feel disheartened. I'm not. I am ready. I am raring to go, and I just want to learn. But that is the idea what these Beds, Bucks, Northants advanced motorcyclists do. Reading the road, looking at junctions. Try not to move your head around too much, but use your eyes. That way your head is focused forward, you're watching ahead of you, but you're also looking at what's in the road. For instance, I've got a dirty great big furrow right down the middle of the road where they've obviously laid a water pipe. That is horrible. Unused tarmac, and you can feel the bumps off it, so hence why I'm off in position 3 at the moment, because it's a 40-mile-an-hour road and I am doing 40, dominating my lane. Once we get out the other side, I will switch back to position 1. So I should be out in 3, but I am then hindering traffic from obviously getting past. So national speed limit coming up. Check my mirror, use my eyes, move back to position 1. 45 mile an hour, that is the maximum I am allowed to do on a new bike being running. Hence why I've not got my black bike jackets on today. I'm in my textile high-vis with all my stickers on it, and just plodding along and taking my time, nice and steady.
A few moments later.
So if you've never been to Dunstable, and I know a lot of our friends have, this is the Dunstable cutting, and if you basically get to the traffic lights in Dunstable town centre, turn right, follow it down for a couple of miles, you will get to the Dunstable Downs, which is where all the gliders are. There's some great views. Uncle Red and Rhythmic Biker tend to hang out down there in the summer on the top of the downs, shooting their bike photos. Another 2 good motovloggers to go and watch, Rhythmic Biker and Uncle Red. Michael's got the Vulcan 650. Go and check his channel out. While I'm here, I can mention a few motovloggers. Salty and Sprinkles. Go and check them out. Indian riders from Texas. Well, I can't do a Texas accent, so I'm not even going to bother or insult them. But the one thing that, the one person I have been following for the last couple of weeks, I've been following him for absolutely ages, but I'm really into his videos at the moment. Big Smitty riding. Smitty has hit 1k subs. I think he had 1,100 today. He had 100 subs in a day. A lot of my friends are all going off. Have you seen this guy in America called Big Smitty? Yeah, he is an absolute legend. Go and check out Big Smitty riding, guys. Go and give him a follow, because some of the stuff he does is absolutely hilarious. He's very tongue-in-cheek. Takes his riding seriously, but he's also very tongue-in-cheek about his riding. He's done some really good videos over the last couple of weeks, and he's an absolute diamond geezer. He really is such a nice guy. And he normally starts off with his garage. He's like, "Hey Smitty, what are you doing today?" And he's like, "No." He's not the best dancer in the world, but some of the stuff he comes out with, it's absolutely hilarious, and I do like Big Smitty riding. Another one to check out is obviously Bikes, Beards and Brews. Go and chat with the man himself. Grinds My Gears. He's got a great series of Grinds My Gears. So that's Bikes, Beards and Brews. Hells on Wheels is currently on his tour around the States, and Hells on Wheels, very, very good channel. So Mr. Hells on Wheels and his wife Hellbelly, or Mrs. Hellbelly, shall I say? I think I've got the names right. I did get him confused with another biker a couple of months ago, and apologies if I did upset you, Hells on Two Wheels. It was I was absolutely knackered that day, and I follow about 400 motovloggers, so apologies that I got your name wrong. But the other guy that I did say, "Oh, it's so-and-so," he was like, "Oh, it's alright, you can give me all the press you like." Yeah, well, you can naff off now. I unfollowed him, got rid of him, so I don't follow him anymore, so there's no confusion now. I think it's time to have the visor up, because can't see jack through my Iridium screen now, so we're going to have a little bit of wind noise. But just look at the low speed handling of this Michigan. I might filter in a minute, you know. Have a wander up the front of the queue. Have I got room? Yes, I have. Just going to have a little filter down here. Thank you very much. Might switch to the outside in a minute.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
Right, we are off. This is the bit where I am going to pull in and get my diary actions. The best bit is I can get around the barrier and go and park up. Right, let's pop it into neutral. And find where I have to go. So I'm going to edit the video here. We're going to cut out, because I am about a mile from customer's address, and I am not giving out customer's address. So till the next time, guys, be well, ride safe, and from RB, big goodbye from me.